Said there's no clear lanes, but they do this deliberately. You think they deliberately leave these gray areas?
Oh, absolutely. Because if you provide guidelines, what do entrepreneurs and companies do, Charles? They meet those guidelines. When you keep it uncertain, it gives you options for him to continue to engage in regulation by enforcement, right? That's how he's doing it. I went on record to say that, to predict that he's going to sue an exchange or two by the end of this year and claim that they're selling unregistered securities other than Bitcoin, but he won't tell you which ones are securities.
Right.
You know, that's the problem.
Right. And it's hard to be ignorant of a law if the law doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Absolutely. It's one thing to say, okay, I didn't know, and it was on the books, but it's really despicable.
It's disgusting,
really,
is what it is. He keeps going on record to saying these exchanges are selling securities. And then you ask, well, which ones? And he won't say, because now we know from his comment that you just asked me about, he's going to go with they're all securities except for Bitcoin, which makes this Ripple XRP case extremely important.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I know I've said this before, and I'll be saying it again and again. Many people will regret doing this. I know these are trying times. The market is in a downtrend, and the prices are down as well. A lot of folks are selling out, so I wouldn't blame you if you do so out of ignorance. However, I will be heaping lots of blame on you if you know about what we're going to talk about in this video and you still decide to sell out. Ripple is orders of magnitude better than Swift GPI and correspondent banking protocols. Meanwhile, on the lawsuit front, the court is allowing the parties to file 20-page briefs on the SEC's Daubert challenge to a #LBRY expert. The summary judgment hearing on July 20th is in person only. No call-in number will be provided. This other piece from Modern Consensus says appeals court deals major blow to SEC. DC court limits agency's reach in a decision with major crypto implications. And even more interestingly, new lawsuit alleging that Solana is a security could have big implications for the crypto investment landscape. Given these latest updates, we can see clearly that the SEC's endgame is to keep on delaying, redacting, and starving the case, depriving the trial of the required information oxygen for the case to get to the point where the judge can come up with a summary judgment. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit like on this video, and of course, turn on notifications. Now, if we scroll down a little, down here it says, in order to do a cross-border transaction and get settled, there are two options. Either your bank must have already established a direct relationship with the receiving bank, which means that it must have a pre-funded Nostro account with the other bank, or your bank can rely on other intermediary correspondent banks, usually the major banks, that have already established a relationship with the receiving bank, and your bank pays them fees for that. And that's what most of the banks do because it takes many months, usually 9+, for a bank to create a new relationship with another bank. In contrast to a much less cost-effective and time-consuming cross-border payment protocol like the Swift messaging system, the Ripple and XRP protocol completes remittances in their actuality and not the updating of ledger accounts involving third-party intermediaries. What does that mean? It means once kickstarted, XRP leaves no room for a competitor. And you know what happens afterward? Boom, we hit the skies. Listen to this. So, hey, these elites know all about XRP's potential, and they don't want you to see this. Guys, I keep saying this time and again, so it would be best if you take heed and keep hodling those XRP coins for as long as you think you can, so you'd not regret it in the long run. Now back to some even more exciting news. GSX, one of our sponsors. They just launched a few weeks ago a large mining update, which appears to be the biggest they've had so far. The Gold Secure Currency platform is a crypto project with an ever-increasing asset backing of a secured asset trust currently estimated to be worth over $7 billion, and can facilitate growth like a traditional cryptocurrency. So according to the recently announced mining updates, which appears to be the biggest they've had so far, the founders of the Gold Secure Currency platform enjoy ownership rights to thousands of acres across southern Africa, with two huge claims in Zimbabwe. The first of these humongous acres is situated near the mineral-rich suburbs of Makaha, with a significant gold reef that will allow for a much easier mining and much more substantial amounts of materials to be mined daily. The other newly acquired claim resides near Chinhoyi and is estimated to have a landmass of around 2,500 acres of land rich in minerals, gold, copper, and other valuable metals. Mining will commence in no time at all. Adoption of GSX as an everyday usable currency is underway, allowing daily marketplace usage thanks to its sub-2-second transaction speeds and stable growing value. Right now, the price is a very low-risk buy-in, and these massive projects will go a long way to get the value of GSX up to the dollar mark, so GSX has enormous investment potential. As a result, the next few months will be some of the most exciting months for GSX.
Have you ever heard of overcharging on a case? Like if you're arrested for DUI and they tried to charge you with something even worse than DUI, let's say you're driving and they charge you with DUI, but they also charge you with manslaughter or attempted manslaughter because maybe they, even though you didn't hurt anyone. It's called overcharging. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what the SEC did here. In bringing in the individual defendants, what ended up happening is they opened up all these different avenues for Ripple to get more documents and more information from them, because now it's not only about Ripple, but it's about these individual defendants and what they knew or should have known. And so it seems to me it was a mistake to do that. I think it was overcharging, and I think that was a mistake.
Never in my wildest imagination did I believe that 68,400 people, in a year and a half later would join me in fighting the SEC.
So, guys, what is this talk about XRP registering giant strides in the Ripple lawsuit and making waves? Why do I say the near future? Why not now? Because the longer the lawsuit drags on, the further the duration would take for XRP to hit those significant highs. This is why I urge you to join the John Deaton-led assault against the SEC, against crypto bullying. Join the XRP and essentially the entire crypto community on their quest to stop crypto bullying by signing the class member interest sign-up form to sue Bill Hinman, Clayton, and others, and link to it in the description section below. Guys, it's time to take the bull by the horns. To achieve this, all hands need to be on deck. It's time to get off the spectators booth and actively participate in this lawsuit. If you're a true fan of XRP or a believer in the future of crypto.
There's a discussion surrounding crypto replacing SWIFT. So we did speak earlier where you mentioned that it's not necessarily about replacing SWIFT, it's about complementing it. So let's get some more information on this.
Okay. I used to work for SWIFT. I was SWIFT for 20 years, so SWIFT is flowing through my veins. SWIFT is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., nostra reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where SWIFT would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something, but payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later. I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. There's nothing like that. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace SWIFT. Ripple is one of the complementary networks, which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think we're also seeing that SWIFT are changing their network capability so that real time will be a possibility as well. But we may also see Ripple XRP moving across the SWIFT network as a currency when we're perhaps using something like FX.
Now, so, I just slightly moving on for a second.
Yeah.
Now, even though this former SWIFT executive kind of downplays the idea that Ripple is eventually going to replace SWIFT, just as these other experts affirm, which is quite understandable given his history with the SWIFT messaging system, notice how he mentioned XRP as a viable candidate and the potential currency that would move around the SWIFT network in the terms of the bridge for the world's CBDCs. Also, you can see at the top left corner, on the banner hanging among the partners on there, Ripple is boldly written alongside the EuroXim Bank. What do you think about Ripple and XRP? Don't hesitate to give your comments, suggestions, ideas, and what have you regarding this in the comment section below. And if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button just underneath this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to get the newest and latest updates whenever we post right here on the channel.
Is XRP is a fantastic currency to use for, among other things, hedge funds. We need to move a lot of money very quickly. We make investments all over the world. Our LPs come from all over the world. And using banks to move money is a pain in the ass. I mean, it takes a day or two to move money around the world. And with XRP, our very first close was 50 million. We moved that money in, and I'm not shitting you, in like 3 seconds. And I think it cost 20 or 30 cents. You really need to think about that.